What's up, guys? My name is Cruz from New Age Wall Street. I'm actually the founder of New Age Wall Street. Wanted to make a video just to go ahead and introduce myself. I've got a lot of new followers, a lot of DMs, a lot of people that don't know me in the community, things like that. So I just wanted to go ahead and take a little bit of time to go ahead and introduce myself and give a little bit of background on me. And I was actually born and raised from Corona, California, and my parents divorced when I was really young. It was kind of a hard situation, a hard childhood. My father was very abusive and very was an alcoholic. It was pretty rough. So I was always kind of the kid in school that was smart, but always just messing around, just wasn't challenged, and just didn't have that guidance as a kid. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was tested for gifted and talented classes. I scored really high on that, and just did really well on those types of things. But I never did I just got like maybe C's to go ahead and just be able to get through school and things like that. So fast forward, in high school, I same thing. I played football through high school. At the end of high school, I actually went ahead and picked up a couple charges for a girlfriend that I was trying to break up with. She came over and I was trying to call things off, and she came over drunk and said that she's gonna kill herself and run herself off the mountain, if I didn't take her back or anything like that. And I was pretty much just trying to keep her at my house to go ahead and tell her to sleep it off, and she could leave in the morning or whatever, so nothing bad happened to her. Eventually she yelled so loud that the neighbors called the cops. Cops came, and I was arrested for false imprisonment and battery as well. So I had a public defender, which really wasn't worth a shit. I was 18, guys. I was a month into being 18, and I was more worried about going to prison more than anything. I tried to get out of the whole situation by joining the military, and they didn't. They wouldn't let me join the military. The military wouldn't take me unless they let me off, and then they wouldn't let me off unless the military took me. So it was just a big back and forth, right? So I wound up getting on probation. They gave me 5 years probation, and I wound up absconding my probation. So I absconded my probation because it was really hard. No one would give me a job because I had to check in so often with the probation office, and drug tests and therapy things that all the court mandated stuff that comes along with being with that. It was just rough, so I was broke. I couldn't get a job. That they would keep me with doing the court stuff and all that. And I wound up just absconding my probation, and wound up leaving to California for a little bit, and came back, tried to come in and deal with it. And I actually got pulled over in New Mexico when I was coming back, and they took me in based on the warrant, and I wound up doing a year of time. So I did a year of time locked up, and it was rough. I lost a lot of weight in there. There's some fights. There's actually a riot while I was in there, which was really, really crazy. They were ripping out tables and ripping out bunks, and there's tear gas, and I don't know what you call the really hot pepper spray stuff, and I'm just over there in the shower with the water running, trying not to get that shit on me, and just face wrapped up in my shirt, and I didn't want to get any more time added to my sentence. You know what I mean? Eventually, I got out. Right, so I got out. I was done. I took the felony. The felony stays on my record, and I got out, and uh, I I got with my son's mother. So I got with my son's mother at the time, and we had my son. Shortly after we had got together, like very very quickly, and we were together for about 3 or 4 years, I do believe. And then we wound up calling it off. So I thought, I was gonna be with her and I was gonna marry her and all this, and I took it really hard. Um, Took it really hard and tried to commit suicide. Landed in the hospital and wound up not being able to see my son for an extended period of time, and it was just super rough, like super rough time. During while that was going on, and while I was with her before this all, we broke up. I kind of started looking into trading. I got into it. T-Mobile, where I was working at, gave us restricted stock units, and I thought to myself, there has to be a way, I can make more money in the stock market rather than just, getting my RSUs. So I started putting on other companies and, winded up finding day trading and stuff, just started studying. So after, we broke up, I got out of the hospital, for my suicide stuff. It was just super rough. I've been to the bottom of bottoms. So like bottom of bottoms. Right now I am, my one of my friends is letting me crash on his couch in order for me to have a place to stay. I don't really have a place for my things or anything like that. All my stuff is in boxes. I'm very grateful that he's letting me do that. So I mean, I've been homeless. I mean, I've been beat by my father, who was an alcoholic when I was very young. I took these felonies, and um, I dealt with that, and so after I got out of the hospital and for the suicide stuff, I literally locked myself in my house for a year. For a year, I locked myself in the house, and I did not do anything. Did not leave. I had my groceries delivered to me. Everything that I could do by myself. To not leave the house. I wouldn't. I was immersed fully 100% in learning how to trade. Uh, I would sit there and watch tape over and over and over again. Watch the level two over and over again from the day that just that I recorded, and just look at little nuances and see what I could go ahead and pick up from it, and just learning from there. And eventually, that's how I learned how to trade. So I just that repetition of over and over again is how I got good at trading, and I was eventually able to fund my account to be able to go ahead and start trading. So I took the money from my RSUs, and I put it into a regular trading account, and I worked up from there. Um, of course, I had a few blowups at the beginning. I tried trading like on Robinhood, tried trading like on TD Ameritrade, on Thinkorswim, until that didn't work. PDT things and stuff, and so then I got a SureTrader account, and with my risk management, I was able to go ahead and build that account and go to get over PDT with it. So I didn't during that time, right? So during that time, I didn't start enjoying my money while I was building the account or anything. I was living very very frugal. I had quit my job because of um, it was like a mutual agreement for me to leave, actually, because of the suicide thing and just the depression. I couldn't be at work without crying like a little bitch. Like it was just horrible. Like it was just lowest parts of my mind, and depths of hell, pretty much, during that time. And I wasn't productive for them, and I didn't want to be there either. So I quit, and I ended up trading the full time. So um, coming up onto last year is when I started to enjoy the money I was making from trading. So I was able to go ahead and live off of it, and be able to you know um, afford my lifestyle and things like that. So I wanted up buying a new condo. I got the condo, and then I wanted up buying a new car. I got my BMW as well, and small things, right? I didn't go out and get like huge things that I couldn't afford. Like I was very smart. with what I did, what I wanted, and uh, and that's what I did. So during that time, I'm going to custody court for my son, right? So going to custody court for my son, and um, fighting for custody of him, and I was getting raped on my child support because I wasn't seeing him, and I wasn't being able to see him, and then because of how much money I was making, I was actually honest about how much money I was making. I was having to pay like $1,500 in child support plus $100 an hour to be able to see my son once I was allotted to. Then, so then, what my lawyer wanted of my custody case, right? Wanted to coming up with is to make the trading and make everything into a business and an LLC, and to make my mom in charge of it. So my mom was in charge of it, and everything was in her name. So then I could just look like an employee of her company, and then it looked like she paid me a smaller wage. So just made it look like she was paying me $10 an hour. They went ahead and lowered my child support, and it was a lot easier. So, mind you, like I'm not the best organized person ever. So, I, as far as bills, like things like that, keeping track of dates, everything, I'm not the best at it. So I'll openly admit it's a personality flaw, something that I'm constantly going ahead and working on. And I am, something I am going ahead and working on. So I let my mom handle it. Everything was under the business name. I let her handle it, and everything was fine for a while until I noticed that there was money coming out of the account that wasn't allotted for, that she wasn't telling me or what have you. And I didn't think too much of it, and then it was more and more, and finally I confronted her about it. We fought about it for a couple weeks, and eventually she blew up on me, and I blew up on her because I was very upset. I was really hurt. And I just, I mean, it was just a whole overall bad situation. If you can imagine, if you can imagine accusing your mother of stealing from you, you know what I mean? And so eventually she said that she wasn't stealing from me, and that, so like if I was going to tell her that, she's going to go ahead and take all the money and then go ahead and just, leave it to my son and put it in a trust and, whatever. So I didn't think she was really going to do it, but I woke up one morning, I went to trade, and it said I couldn't go ahead and get in my account. My account had been liquidated. I got an email, and I couldn't trade. I went to look at my bank account, and I didn't have much of anything in there either. So everything was under the business. Nothing was under my name because it was really hard for me to do anything with the felony on my record. So it was a lot easier having it under the business. So with that being said, so then I cried about it for a few days, cried like a little bitch about it, and then I tried to figure out what I was going to do. I hadn't been working, all I did was trade, and winded up, some people that I traded with, said that I was really good at trading. I should actually go ahead and try teaching. So I should go ahead and try, at least, I come up with some algorithms and, a couple systems of my own to go ahead and, to go ahead and help out and, to go ahead and teach. So they said that I should go ahead and, and start mentoring for that type of stuff that I had come up with on my own. So I did. I came up with New Age Wall Street. I wrote a blog, put it out there. There had been some people that had seen me in some other rooms that I had been in, and they knew how reputable I was. They had seen how profitable I was, and seen how much I was killing it. So they went ahead and joined up right away. As soon as they saw that I made my own room, they joined up. Those are my OGs. Like I owe them everything. They trust me, to lead them, and I do anything for them. And since then, we've had a steady stream of new members, coming in. Coming in from them, and it's just been awesome. Since then, it's very, very stressful. Stressful. I had to learn, Photoshop. I had to learn Canva, later, After Effects, Premiere, everything I did on my own. I don't have the money to hire a VA or to hire, someone else to go ahead and do things for me, to do the social media marketing, to do, other things like that. I did it all on my own up until a few weeks ago, where the buddy that's letting me, crash on his couch, he's always posting on social media. He's really good at updating his own stuff. So I said, hey, why don't you do that for the business? And since you enjoy doing it, and he's been killing it at that, and doing his own thing. I'm doing my own, my part in it, and I got some other people that notice, how I trade, from my blogs and videos and things like that. People a lot smarter than me, people that know the algorithmic side of trading and the technical side of trading a lot better than me, even though I know a lot, right? So I know a lot of technical trading. They know how to go ahead and apply it a little bit better, and they are on my team helping me out. And I mean, we got some pretty awesome systems to you know go ahead and trade along with some of these algos and things. So things to maximize the profit, so you're not going ahead and just piking 5-10 cent moves. We want to go ahead and get big moves, you know what I mean? That's where you make money, is to be able to go ahead and hold for the whole move, and not making um, tons of trades in a day. So that's pretty much what I want to talk about. I've been through it all, guys. Like I said, really hard childhood. Like I said, I was beaten, along with my mom, by my dad, kind of just, neglected like that. My mom was never there either. So, growing up, because she was a single mom, obviously, she was trying to go ahead and provide it, for us, have a roof over our heads. And I got to give her credit for that during that time. But I didn't have that stability when I was little. I was always getting in trouble in school. Like, I was super smart, right? Super smart. Always got good grades. Well, not good grades, but always passed. But just like a troublemaker, you know what I mean? And I mean, I've been a prison. I did my time. You guys can look me up. My record is public. You guys can look it up. I'm not lying just to go ahead and sell or anything like that. I I've tried to kill myself, and landed in the hospital handcuffed to the bed, because so I wouldn't leave. I've gotten to some nasty fights. I've gotten, shot at. I've gotten, you name it. It's been, pretty crazy, and I'm making it fucking work. So if I could go ahead and come from those lows of where I was at, and go ahead and come to where I am right now, to be able to go ahead and trade and build, what I built with, trading, you could definitely go ahead and do, trade. If you're a college student, you want to retire and, make some money, while you're retired or anything like that, you could definitely go ahead and do that. Like, if I could do it under the circumstances that I was in, and go ahead and, make something out of myself from where I came, you could definitely go ahead and do it as well. And I'm not going to tell you that it's all sunshines and rainbows. I'm definitely a hard ass. I'm definitely no bullshit. I will tell you when you're fucking up and you shouldn't have been in a trade, you shouldn't have taken a trade, or you needed to, be in a trade, and you just, you wimped out on it, or, whatever. I'm not here to coddle you. I'm here to mentor you, to make you better. And if I'm not hard on you, you're not going to go ahead and get better if I'm just holding your hand and stroking your ego all day. And that's the way that I run my room. And it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. I definitely understand, that my room is not for everyone. My style, there's other people's styles that will hold your hand and gladly take your sub money for, every month, and you not make any progress. But I want to impact you and impact your life positively the way trading has impacted my life positively, and for you to go ahead and make something of yourself. And that's why I went ahead and started my room. I don't want to make money off subs. My subscription price is not expensive. Like, the barrier to entry is not expensive. I want to go ahead and teach you the right way to go ahead and trade with the technical trading, algorithmic trading, and for you to go ahead and jump right in and be profitable. So if that sounds like something you want to go ahead and, take advantage of, great. Go ahead and shoot me a DM, shoot me an email, text, however you want to go ahead and get a hold of me. I'm definitely readily available all the time. I'll probably write back to you within an hour. Like I said, if that's, your personality, like no bullshit, straight up, let's make some money and have a good time doing it. We're definitely the place for you. I have trials if you want to come check it out before you go ahead and spend any money. So definitely do let me know. But just wanted, like I said, I wanted to go ahead and just make a video, introduce myself, the things that I've been through in my life. And no, like I said, it's no bullshit. Like I'm not here to coddle anyone. I've been through, I don't have time to do it. I'm not here to go, with everything that I've been through, to go ahead and hold your hand. So that's it, guys. Again, my name is Cruz. For the guys, that have supported me, that everyone, there's some other mentors, J Trader, Smash, that support me and, always answering questions and, that always had my back and things like that. Appreciate you guys. There's guys, I appreciate, everyone that, in the community that's helped me get to the point that I am. So I do definitely appreciate it. But again, thank you.